Hello people, in this video I'm going to tell you how to lose 30 pounds in 30 days. And this is not even a joke. My name is Tom and I've been training for 30 years. During this time, I learned thing or two about weight training and fat loss, and I want to share my experience with you. There are many fitness channels on the topic, but I noticed one major difference. Most of the people are just starting out and sharing their journey towards gaining muscle or losing fat. In my experience is a little bit different. I'm starting backwards. After 30 years training myself and 10-15 years pretty much steadily training people, I reverse engineered everything so I can share not only my knowledge but also my experience. I really believe the information that you're going to take from this video is very valuable. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. What I was talking about? Fat loss, rapid fat loss. Let's get started. Losing fat fast is dangerous. In this regards, I want to tell you a couple of things. Just because you're gonna learn this approach that I'm going to share with you in this video, this doesn't mean you have to do it. Take it like just ideation process. You may see how the thing works, but also if you're a beginner, if you never tried dieting or anything like that, don't do it. If you're intermediate and you have a couple of lean phases that you lost a couple of pounds, you try carb cycling, keto, stuff like that, maybe you can try it. Other than that, stay away, enjoy the video, enjoy the endless possibilities that the diet strategies and approaches giving us to lose fat fast or slow, but keep in mind that fat loss, especially the fast one, can be dangerous. You ask, in what way dangerous? Okay, I'll tell you. First of all, if you're doing it for too long, like more than 2 months, let's say, not just this approach, but any other. For example, you may start binging like every Thursday just because your cheat meal before was there. Always think about these things as intervention. It's not enough just to know it. You have to consider all the possibilities, but also side effects that come with it. All of the things I'm going to say just demonstrate that approaches like this exist, and in some rare cases that you have a wedding coming up or you are behind your competition and you want to speed up the process a little bit, or you just want to get back to your old pants or jeans, however, then it's just possible. That's all. And again, last warning, it can be and it will be very dangerous, so proceed with caution. If we want to lose weight, we have to create calorie deficit. Nothing new here. But instead of slight or moderate deficit, we're gonna create severe calorie deficit. And let's first mention the major player in human metabolism. These are proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. When we talk about cutting or adding calories, this is all that we play with. For example, if we just remove the carbohydrates from the diet, but we add more fat and moderate protein, we have keto diet or ketogenic diet. If we remove like the fats, but we start playing with the carbohydrates, how high or low they are, or in other words, to manipulate the insulin sensitivity in the cells and stuff like that, then we have carb cycling. Both approaches can be very effective for a specific reason, but in this specific reason we're gonna do something closer to something called protein sparing modified fast, where we're gonna leave the protein in, but we're gonna almost remove the carbs and the fats. More details in a second. As you can see, you can remove one nutrient or even two nutrients, and you can get very creative with it. When it comes to diet approaches or strategies, what's really important is what is close to your liking. What do you like? With what type of food you can stick the longest? Because this is really the question. It's not so much to lose the actual weight, but how to manage to maintain it and to keep the weight or the fat away for as long as possible. This specific approach is not about that. This is more when we look at the general overview how the diet approaches works. Today's idea, first, I saw in the writing of Lyle McDonald. He is a very controversial person. I mentioned him before in my videos. Anyway, the guy, in my opinion, is genius. Just have a little bit hard time communicating with people, but the way he thinks and talks about nutrition is brilliant. So the idea is well described in his book, Rapid Fat Loss, but for you, I will summarize what the idea is. And this here is the plan. You are going to have just 3 meals a day. No Starbucks Mecca Mocha Frappuccino with all the sugars in the world. No snacks, no protein bars, nothing else except these 3 meals. For breakfast, this is going to be 2 whole eggs and the rest 1 cup or even 2 cups of egg whites and some veggies on the side. You can pick whatever you want. It can be broccoli, it can be spinach. Basically with the veggies you can go overboard as much as you can, but remember, when the fibers from the veggies are way too much for your stomach, you're gonna get bloated. So experiment with the total amount, but in general you should not be afraid that you're gonna get fat from the veggies. Oh yes, and they're gonna keep you full for longer. For lunch, you're gonna have piece of meat. If you're a female, you can eat somewhere between like 3 and 5 ounces of lean meat. It can be chicken, it can be fish. Stick with the foods that you have to chew more, but from the white meats, just because it's gonna be digested easily. But if you eat fish, for example, you're gonna get hungry very fast. On the opposite side of the spectrum, don't eat beef or anything more fattier just to make it tastier, because the amount of calories will just screw up the whole strategy. So chicken or turkey, let's leave it at that. Again, you can add a handful of veggies. It can be broccoli, it can be asparagus, something that is really fulfilling, and this should make the rest of your plate. Still keep in mind the bloatiness. For dinner, again, you can add something a little bit more like that, probably turkey, filet mignon, if you want to be something beefier, or top sirloin steak, something like that. Still look for the leanest cuts, and again, add the veggies that you have from the previous meal. And that, my friend, is gonna be the food for you for the rest 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks. But stay with me and with the video just to see how you should add your workout and aerobic, because this is very important. Consider that this 1200 calorie protein sparring modified fast is not a joke. Proceed with caution. I'm saying it again because really, probably if you're 18, 20, 25 or something, you may decide to jump and it's shortcut. Yeah, it is shortcut, but as all the shortcuts, it comes with the price. So again, be cautious. In the end, I'll also explain how to keep the results that you're gonna get, so stick with me to the end of the video, okay? Now finally, let's talk about training and cardio. Here, opposite of the popular belief of lifting extremely heavy just to prevent the muscle and things like that, you should train 2 or 3 times a week very lightly. By lightly mean you should not go to failure. You should stay probably 2 or 3 even repetitions shy from failure. And the reason for that is because, first of all, you will not have enough nutrition to recover. But if you train way too heavy or to failure, you're gonna get a lot hungrier and you're gonna fail. For this reason, we just need 2 or 3 sessions, probably 2, like Monday and Thursday. You go through the whole body, 1 exercise, 3 sets by 10 to 12 reps. Again, 2 reps shy of failure, just to maintain the muscle, to send where the protein and amino acids should go, and to maintain the muscles that you already have. For cardio, similar things are true. Never, ever, ever on this approach do high intensity interval training, non-CrossFit, anything that is so intense like that, because you're gonna get extremely hungry. And from the other side to add, and in the end, we're adding a little bit more expenditure of calories by adding the walking, like 40 to 60 minutes, but let's say 60 because we want to reach the maximum amount of fat loss that we can reach. So this is the plan. During the process, drink only water and coffee. My personal experience, I am European, I will drink just espresso or a couple of espressos a day with adding Splenda or stevia on the side. If you're American or if you like American coffee, I think that's fine. And actually, in this vein, you can also add some type of fat burner that is based on green coffee or green tea, something like that, to help you out with burning and removing the fats from the cells. And what you can expect from intervention like that. In general, the heavier you are, the more weight you're gonna lose. I will not be surprised if you are like 250 pounds, you can probably lose 30, even 40 pounds. Who knows? If you are a little bit lighter, or if you're a lady like 150 pounds and even less, you may lose just 10 pounds. Now keep in mind that not all the losses it's gonna be fat loss. As you already probably know, some of the fat in the initial fat loss is gonna be actually water weight loss. This is gonna be attributing probably to 30% from the whole amount, but big chunk of the weight that you're gonna lose is gonna be pure fat. The deficit that we are creating is not 500, it's not even 1,000 calories. For some people, it will be even more. And in this case, we are not giving any chance to the body to keep any fat cells onto the body. I will not be surprised if some of you get very lean. The heavier you are, you may lose more, but you have more weight to go, so you're not good lean or shredded or anything like that. But it will show you that it works, and this may motivate you. Keep all of the warnings from the earlier in the video, that is very dangerous approach, and you have great results. And now, the million-dollar question: how to keep the fat off? First, I want to tell you something personally. If you get to the program and if you see great results for 2 weeks, then 4 weeks, and you decide to stay with the program because it works, this is going to be the biggest mistake in your life. Don't do it. I'm talking to you. You. Second, you should decide what you want to do after that. If you can keep losing fat on the slower pace, you bump up the calories to a certain portion, and you're gonna leave small deficit at the top, let's say 250 calories or 500. And on the opposite side, you're gonna increase the cardio or whatever you decide to do. And of course, you're gonna put more training units, you're gonna start pushing heavier. So this will help you to maintain the fat loss process. The third option, it will be if you just simply get back to the calories that you were before. This probably is the worst outcome after the first option, to just stay on just that. And the reason is the way how your weight can bounce back if you just get back to pizzas like McDonald's and junk foods and all the cookies and Oreos and stuff like that. It's gonna be terrible. If you're planning to do that, again, don't do anything. And of course, the fourth option, it will be just slightly to go back to normal or to maintenance level or even slightly higher, and again, adjusting the training so you can start adding like more weight, this times hopefully leaner than before. Now, here is the beautiful part about this thing. If you have event and you get back to shape using this method or getting back to stage, whatever it is, the good thing is that on the way down, the weights, the training with the weight is not helping that much with the actual fat loss process. We're using the weight training just to prevent the muscle of not getting burned and wasted. But here is the beautiful part. When you train with weights, and if you eat even on the slight calorie surplus, the weight training, it's proven to actually prevent fat loss. What this means for you is that you can get back to slight deficit or even to maintenance calorie or even surplus. And if you pay attention to your training, it's maybe possible that you're gonna start gaining muscle mass more and minimizing the fat loss. I will personally consider this the best outcome for a radical approach like this. Again, I'm not recommending it to anyone, but if you have wedding coming, if you want to put in new jeans, probably you're training for the role, for some movie or something like that, this will do the work. Lastly, I want to say something. You really have to know yourself and your mindset when you're doing this. If you don't have experience with any of that, this will be severe. How hungry you're going to feel, and if you haven't done that before, again, just stay away. It's just too complicated. Doesn't matter how simple it is, it's gonna be a mess. Trust me. On the other side, if you're looking for a coach to help you gain muscle, to learn to train, to lose fat, to keep the fat loss after the diet is over, feel free to text me or DM me in Instagram. My contact information, it will be in the description below. With that, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.